Hello everyone, my name is Abu Michael Danjuma. Welcome to our episode today on TV. Today we are going to be looking at a very important topic, the one that affects our health. That is what we take, the food we consume, and how our economy affects the food we take. Today we are going to be looking at a topic that says healthy eating amidst economic challenge in Nigeria. To handle this topic, we have two personalities that will be anchoring this program with me today. By my left hand side has Ms. Promise and Mr. Austin. We're going to be looking at how our income, what we get, what they pay us, how it affects what they inside our pot, what we consume, what we eat, and how to manage our budget in such a way that we can eat good balanced diet at the same time spend a sizable part of our income. And to start this topic, I would like to ask Ms. Promise to help us to define that thing where they call nutrition. Like what does it mean that someone eats balanced diet?
Okay, defining nutrition.
Yeah.
Well, nutrition means taking all the vital minerals you need in your body to sustain you, to actually make you have good vital metabolisms and make your body work.
Okay. So what are some of the vitamins or nutrients that you think should contain in a meal at a particular time? Let's say, for example, breakfast.
Okay, in breakfast, like eggs or pancakes, eggs and tea, that contains protein. There's protein, there's carbohydrate, then there's let's say maybe fruits like vitamins and also maybe fat and oil.
Okay.
So those are contains at a healthy breakfast.
Yeah.
Now, excuse me, let me come in here.
Yeah.
Sorry, before you have listed some kind of item that should contain, that should be, let me say, a breakfast plate. Let me put that, say it like that, or a breakfast table, okay?
Yeah.
No, look at those items you have mentioned now. They are like things that are beyond the reach of some category of people, like what the PG, my brother, you said now. Some person cannot afford what you listed now. Carbohydrate, plantain, then we call it pancake, orange, all those things. It's only people that can afford what you have just said that will make up a breakfast table.
It's actually affordable if you think about it.
Our people in the village, you are not talking, you know that you are talking health generally.
Yeah.
Our people in the village, how do you advise them? How can they go getting the kind of thing you have just mentioned now?
Okay, for breakfast.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Okay, for people in the village.
In the village.
Okay, for breakfast.
Mm.
For breakfast, you can take maybe fried potato and stew, maybe with egg, boiled egg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you have not got my point. Sorry?
Yeah.
Now, get my point. You are still dwelling with the urban setting. Fried plantain, fried egg, you are not going to the village.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so I want to go to the village.
Okay, for
the village person.
Okay, for the village person.
Yes.
Okay.
Look at the life in the village where they don't have access, there's no money to buy some of these things.
Then in the village, what they do eat most times, they normally take, because I've stayed in the urban settlements before, maybe in a breakfast setting, they can eat maybe boiled yam with fried onions and fish with palm oil. So that's a nice breakfast.
For the village woman, a village man, because you can't tell a village woman to buy egg, a fried egg, where's the time to put it on herself? The idea will never come to their mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so now we have mentioned about people that stays in the rural area and the urban area. We have looked at these two parts. Now, let's look at the economic situation in Nigeria currently. A bag of fries that was once sold for as low as 9,000 naira is currently carrying up to 80,000 naira and so much more. Price of food at 10x, some are 20x, some are 100x. Now, how do you think that someone that earns as low as 50,000 naira can still spend a sizable part of that his income on food and still have that balance that they are talking about? How can that person achieve that goal?
Well, you can achieve that goal with little amount when you spend maybe on spices. Like spices are barely talk about. People talk more less about spices because so spices actually contain a lot of ingredients that actually boost the immune system and that improves your well-being as a person, even if you don't really have the money to purchase good and expensive meals. Like maybe for somebody earning 17,000 naira and you want to buy food for the week and you cannot cover much expenses, maybe you take like 40,000 naira from your money. You can get rice, you can get yams, you can get beans, you can get eggs, you can get crayfish and burger. You get turmeric, ginger powder, all those things in the house because whenever you're cooking, maybe you are trying to eat, maybe that day you don't have much, maybe you spend like 3,000 naira in the market, you want to eat jollof rice. What I know I do at times is that I make a curry for rice. Yeah, so everything is in there. You put your crayfish, your vegetables all in one food. So that can carry you and also provide you with nutrients.
So what you are trying to say is that as low as that food is, the quality of the nutrient depends on what you place in there. Like palm oil, you can add vegetable, you can add crayfish inside that food. You can also add turmeric. Turmeric also boosts the immune system, just like garlic and ginger. You can add those things are quite cheap. You can easily get it. You add it to the meals. So
now wait, let me come in here. What you have analyzed now, somebody spending 50k or 70,000, you have made some good point. Now, but is it applicable to a single person?
Yes.
Or a family of 2, 3, 4?
Yes.
Like father, mother, and 2, 3 children, making about 5 persons also in a family. Is that applicable to that?
Yes.
Or for a single person?
When you're cooking for a family, of course, you make it more. But for that type of food, the family can take it. It's actually very, very nutritious. Even more nutritious than actually frying or adding much oil to the food. So it's even more nutritious. Boiled foods are more nutritious to the body compared to frying. So yeah, the family can take it.
So how do you advise now what you say now?
Yeah.
A family, assuming you are earning 70k per month now for a family of 4 or 5, can you, with the economic situation of the nation, and we're talking about balanced diet, okay? Now you are earning 70,000 and then looking at to buy rice, to buy Maggi, to buy salt, and buy all those things. Everything is on the high side. Go to the market and say to buy meat, fish. Those are very high. How can you maximize that money?
Okay.
To be able to get what
there are actually cheaper versions of fish, cheaper versions of meat in the market lately. Okay, let's talk about assorted meat. Assorted meat are actually very proteinous in the body. Mainly, a lot of people feel maybe because they contain fat, but still they help in the respiratory system, in breathing and all those things. So you can actually spend your money on assorted meat if you don't really have the money to spend for actual maybe beef or chicken or turkey or goat meat. You can also get they call it, is it Titus? No, not Titus. There's a round fish they normally dry in the market. It's actually very, very sweet and it's actually very, very good in the body too. So that can sell for like 1,500. Yeah, so the family can also budget on that. So that can actually reduce the cost of maybe when you want to get food for cooking and spending in the market. So when you spend, you tend to reduce your cost. There are things that are quite cheaper but also good too. There are spices that you can get that are also cheaper than that you put in your food. Of course, you're going to get the benefits you are looking for. So sometimes it's not about spending much; it's about knowing what to get.
You're right. You're right. Knowing what to get with that amount of money.
That's not about spending much. It's about knowing what
you want to get. Yeah. That is nice. Yes, go on.
So, what are some of the smart choices that you said? You made mention of that if you don't have money for this, you do this. So, what are some of the replaceable that you can do to just minimize your budget on feeding?
Okay. Can I make an example?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, I prefer that. Okay, let's say that you're craving for vegetable and yam, and you don't have much money to get because vegetables still are expensive. You don't have much money to get vegetable. For people in urban settings, they normally do plants. So sometimes what they do is that we go to the bush then, because I stayed in Ekuma, we normally do for a lot. So yeah, sometimes I enter the bush, I get potato leaf. A lot of people don't really know the benefits of potato leaf. It has a lot of benefits in the body, and it grows like, it's more like a weed everywhere.
Yeah.
Potato leaf is very beneficial in the body, improves blood, improves immune system. Actually, it has some antibiotics and it helps a lot of things. It does a lot of things to the body. So it's very, very good. So you can just get yams and get potato leaf. They use it to make your sauce. You will get the best benefit that you've ever gotten. So potato leaf is actually a good one. Then also you can also see water leaves around you. You can use water leaves to actually make yam. You fry it with palm oil, with onions and crayfish. That can also stand as some good nutrients. Yeah. So you can do that as well. That can also bring down cost because you're not really spending on the vegetables, you're just spending for the yams and him. So that can also bring down cost when you're trying to mix it.
Okay, now, Miss Promise, you're a nurse.
Yeah.
I think our first one that introduced you didn't tell the other that you're a nurse. So, as a nurse, you have really spoken well. I can see that you have really some of this out. Now, many people are complaining, the topic is on eating healthy.
Yeah.
Amidst the economic system of Nigeria.
Yes.
So, I complaining a lot. The money, there's no money, things are expensive in Nigeria. There's no money, and they are blaming president for everything.
Yeah.
But with your analysis now, it shows that irrespective of the money somebody receives as salary, or the money works from his little office in a month,
Yeah.
he can easily use it
Yes.
to run his. So, do you think we should still be blaming government that things are expensive?
I feel that people blaming government is just because they are looking for someone to don't bad. Because yeah, it's the country is really hard, I can tell. So a lot of things are expensive in the market right now. So to actually purchase food to eat is actually very, very difficult. But when you have all these advantages around you and you don't even know the purpose of those things you see around you, so how? So that is the reason why I said about that potato leaf, because my mom was the one who taught me that. So since that day I've never gone back. Whenever I see it, I want to pluck it, even in the house. We use it to cook. So it's very, very good. It's very, very, very nice. You can use to eat maybe rice. You can eat it with jam. You can eat it with bread. It's actually very, very nice. So yeah.
I mean, there are things in our environment.
In our environment, yes. There are some leaves in our environment that if you can even know them, there are some very good leaves in our environment that if you know them right now, like you can even make soup with some weeds that you have growing around the house that are actually beneficial to your health. So you can also use to make soup. Yeah. And eat swallow.
But people are not taking it of those things.
Yeah, a lot of people, I see people cutting it down as weed, but they don't know that the value of what they are cutting them can save them a lot of
Okay,
expenses.
so this one quickly. Do you think that eating healthy is more about knowledge and discipline than about money?
Yes, it's about knowledge and discipline.
So you think it's more about knowledge and discipline, not really about the money. Like you don't really need so much money to eat healthy. It's just about what you know about those things.
Yes.
Okay, now let's go back to health. Eating healthy.
Okay.
Thank God that we have analyzed a lot of things that many of us are, let me say, we are ignorant of. We are very much ignorant of many things. Yeah, they just that even in my compound, in my house there are leaves that my wife has them, they are there, but she doesn't really, it's not that the many things you need, if she washes, when she washes this thing, most of the things you mention, she mentions them, even she produces them. Turmeric, garlic, a lot of them she produces.
Yeah.
A lot of them she does them. But those things are out there. So what advice do you have for, let's go back to the village woman again now. What do you tell the village woman that has these things around them, but sometimes they cut them away, even in the farm, they throw them away. So what do you advise them to do with those things like that?
Okay, why people do that is lack of knowledge on what they don't know. So whenever people see mostly anything that has to do with tubers, they are always beneficial to the health. That's one thing I know. So whenever you see like cocoyam or spinach, or not say spinach, let's just say potato leaf is very common, which is also very, very good in the body. Don't cut it down. Instead, you can use it for cooking, or you can maybe cut a little bit so that you know it's crossed and it covers the compound. So you can cut a little bit just to maintain the beauty of the space, but it's very, very nice. Potato leaf should not be cut down, should be taken internally because it's very good in the body.
Okay, then, as a health person, all of us are in the city, and then people live in the village too.
Yeah.
How do you look at the people in the city, health-wise? Those in the city and those in the village. Where do you think are more healthy?
The village is more healthy.
And people are rushing from the village to the city.
Yeah, the village has a more healthy.
To extend this question, say, do you think that if we go back to our indigenous diet, it can help us to eat healthier on budget?
Yes. Yes, it can.
Can you expatiate that a little bit?
You said the question again.
Do you think that if we go back to our indigenous, like our local food, because if you notice the high cost of food is also associated with a little bit advancement. People wanting to prepare intercontinental dishes, they want to have their meat, they want to have their chicken this way, they want to have their grilled chicken, they want to have shawarma, they want to have this, and all those kind of. Do you think that if we go back to our local dishes, that it will help to maintain our budget and reduce cost of
yes, it will. By cutting down on, like I mentioned, hot dogs, by cutting down on those artificial foods we do buy because we want to exploit our appetite. If you can go back to how we do it, our forefathers do it, I think the economical spending is going to be reduced.
Now, okay, let me take you back. You said something which you didn't finish as far with the question I asked you. You said that the village people are healthier.
Yes, they are more.
Please, how are they healthier than those in the city? Because those cities are exposed to everything that has to do with health. Knowledge, they have a lot of it. Why do you think somewhere in the village that has no tar roads, that takes dirty? Well, I was brought up in the village, a typical one for that matter, that never has light. The road is so bad, you may not know this. Okay, you know Sabongida right in the state.
Yes.
The village of Gubezi, very bad road like that. We take water from the stream where people will swim, excrete on the stream, where the floor will pack all the mud water we fetch it and drain. But you as a health person, you said that the villagers are healthier than the city people. Can you give us more light?
Okay, I can give an example.
Good.
When I was going to Lagos, I saw people living in lagoons. So I asked this question, how do they survive in lagoons? And I went to research about it. Why they survive is because over time they grow these antibodies in the body. When they take dirty water, they grow antibodies in the body that actually deflect the effect of that water. So during the city, when you try, you go sick.
Can you imagine those things? I would have considered some of these things like that.
Yeah, so they've been doing that for a long time, so their body is adapted to that way of living. So why I said the villagers actually live more healthy, they actually do on herbs. Herbs are very, very good. They are more, to me, I'm a nurse, but I will hit my chest and say herbs are more better than drugs. So of course, they are going to live more healthy and going to live more stronger. Even if normally they'll get sick, but it's rare.
So that is to say that if I will hold your word as an advice tonight to all of us, that we should, I'm not saying indirectly, we should go to herbs and deal with drugs.
No.
Okay.
Depends on what you're trying to treat.
Okay.
So like maybe someone is sick now, because I had a friend who was sick. So she didn't have much money on drugs treating. And do you know there's something about malaria is that whenever you treat malaria drugs, it doesn't just completely go, it will come back. And when you come back tends to enforce. So what I know for people in the village that do this a lot is after taking malaria drugs, they wait for like maybe 2 days and start using herbs. When they take herbs, it will clear it off and the person's fine.
Okay. Thank you very much.
It has been a time of so many things, like so many learnings.
So many learnings I've learned from her.
So, but because of our time, I want you to give us a striking point, a final note on this topic. What advice do you have for viewers out, the people that are watching this video? What is that 1 minute advice that you can give to them?
Okay, for the 1 minute advice I have for you, please, if you have browsing phone, your phone will browse, always browse foods that you know that you can easily get for cheaper prices, and mostly when you are having financial trouble, you don't know what to buy, always browse what you need, you know you can get to eat. Yeah, and also make use of things you see around you, like maybe you see I mentioned potato leaf because it can be used in various, you can use to eat anything at all, you can also use that. So always adapt to things you see around you, you can use it for survival, and also tend to embrace your forefathers' ways because they're actually right. So always try your best to take herbs, like those Yoruba people, you can patronize their herbs are not really very expensive. 200 I can get you something, so you can always patronize them and maybe take drugs and herbs. You can boil your herbs, you can drink it. So yeah.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate for coming. And on this note, we're going to close our show today. Ensure to subscribe, like, comment, drop your opinion. What's your favorite meal? Let's hear you at the everything that we have discussed this evening. How are you going to implement that into your next project? Tell us and let's discuss it. Thank you for watching. I'm Michael. Till next time.